CSP is very commonly known as the method that you need to learn if you want to be anything close to serious about square one. But for the longest time, I hadn't learned it despite knowing quite a few things about PBL and even OBL later on. I could say that school was getting in the way or something like that, but there's really only one good reason why I hadn't learned CSP. I'm really bad at tracing methods, which is why I'll probably never learn blind or any form of 7 simul. I had tried to learn blind a few times, but I couldn't memorize that many things. Naturally, I tried to learn CSP, even though I knew it was going to be really hard for me, but the tutorial I was using didn't say anything about tracing from specific angles, so I would just trace from the same place every time, no matter the cube shape. If you know anything about CSP, you know that the angle you trace from actually impacts the parity count a lot. And it didn't help that all I had to learn from at the time was a spreadsheet that didn't make any sense to me, and a series of video tutorials that would take hours upon hours just to watch. I got so frustrated with the method after a few days that I gave up learning it entirely and just thought I'd be fine without it. After a long time of not learning a whole lot of new things, I got really annoyed with square one and stopped practicing. Parity was getting in the way of any PBL I would want to learn. I didn't get that much more enjoyment out of practicing the event, and I had recently gotten an 8.61 official average with 1 out of 5 parities that I was very proud of. I thought my days of practicing square one were over, but I couldn't have been more wrong. After around 6 to 9 months of starting to focus on other events like big cubes and 3x3 even more, an opportunity popped up that didn't seem like it would come again anytime soon. I had a 3-month period without competitions, and at the end, 4 rounds of square one with a slight chance of becoming state champion. On top of that, I had just finished my school year at the start of this period, and I didn't have any major plans for the summer. So finally, I decided to just sit down and learn all the cases. A month later, I had finished going through all of CSP and did at least around 100 solves almost every day to ingrain the cases I had just learned. This brings us to today, and while I still have a few cases to iron out, at this point, I can confidently say that I know full CSP. With this done, the biggest factor in my slice count is PBL, but because I have so few cases left to learn, I'll probably just finish OBL just because it'll only take a few days to a week to finish. Finishing up OBL definitely won't make a huge difference in my times because it's so easy to finish, but when I get a PBL that I don't know, it costs me a lot of slices and time. That is something that I'll definitely want to finish as well. The only problem is that I only have around a month and a half left to practice, which is definitely not enough time to finish PBL, but I'll try to get as many cases done as possible before my 4 rounds. As you can probably tell, this will take a lot of time, so I should probably stop taking up so much time making videos.